Hi, Gemini. These readings are for anyone who identifies as or finds themselves very interested in a Geminian at this time, August 2019, or whenever the reading may find you. Thank you to those of you who do subscribe, like, share, comment. It's all so very appreciated. My name is Aze, and if you are interested in a private reading, all you have to do is just scroll down to the description box below. All the information and links that you need should be there. And I want to say a special thank you before we get started to those of you who do donate and tip. And the link for that can be found down below in the description as well if you are interested in contributing to Lunartics Tarot. Those of you who do donate and order, you all truly inspire me. And here's your first two cards, Geminians. I was going to say you all truly do, you really inspire me, and I try to always send that energy back to you. Especially the donations, they fill me with so much hope and joy, and I keep saying that in all of the readings, and I truly mean that because I love doing readings for those of you who order paid readings. I really do, but I also have this future vision for the channel where eventually down the road I would like to be able to operate solely on donations, so that I can go back to doing free readings when I do private readings. So that is the long game here. So I always want to mention that it's so appreciated, and I am always trying to send that joy, that inspiration that you give me right back to you all. It looks like you have plenty of things of your own to be celebrating at this time, though, Geminians. The Three of Cups is the first card showing up here, representing you. So I do think you're celebrating with loved ones, friends, family. You've also got the Tower card showing Scorpio energy on the table. We have the Ace of Cups in your recent past, and the King of Swords in your near future. Gems. And let me pull a couple more cards. I want a piece of advice for you, and an outcome as well. Now, Gems, I don't think I told you yet, I do plan on doing 2 readings for you today. This first one is your general reading, and then when we finish with this, I will do a love reading for you. That's because I wasn't able to get out a January reading for you, or a July reading for you until the very end of the month at that new moon last month. So this is my attempt to sort of make up for that by doing 2 readings for you in August. Here is your piece of advice, the Two of Pentacles. And the final outcome here, or the more distant future rather, is the King of Cups energy. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Swords. And this is the Radiant Rider-Waite. For those of you who don't know, information about all of the decks that I use can also be found down below. So we are through the Lion's Gate portal now, Gems. As I am recording this for you, we are just past the Lion's Gate portal, and it is just before Uranus is going to go retrograde, still in Taurus at this time, of course. So it looks like what that combination of energies is bringing to you, Gems, is some unexpected upheaval. Now, this is also truth, an enlightening bolt of truth, as you as we see here in that bolt of lightning in the sky, right? And it may cause many energies to fall away from you, much in your life to fall apart, so to speak. But it's certainly going to lead to a breakthrough, because that truth is all that will be left, what has been revealed to be true. Now, the Tower card speaks of things falling apart or falling away that we built for ourselves at one time, but that really aren't for us anymore if they ever were, right? So maybe that life you built up was for you and you see now that it's not. And it looks like it's some sort of truth that is revealed while celebrating with loved ones, again, close friends or family members, loving, supporting energies at some type of celebration perhaps, or just during a time of celebration, where I would say there was a lot of good news. Some of that is a truth that causes a lot of things, people, energies to fall away from you. As I said, it's an unexpected upheaval. Now, the Tower card can also just be that breakthrough. The truth is coming, the breakthrough is coming, but for a lot of you, there will be that unexpected upheaval energy first, and then the breakthrough. But sometimes with the Tower card, it is just the breakthrough, and things are falling away in a positive sense. More often, it's something that sometimes people want to fight, to resist, because so many things or people are sort of exiting the stage of your life as this truth is coming in. But the breakthrough is that regardless of how much upheaval it does or doesn't cause, it's only your reality. It's only that truth that's left. It's only what's real for you. What resonates with your personal truth that is left. And I think in the near future, you are going to share that truth that, as I said, you may find that may be revealed while you're celebrating with others. It looks like you're going to speak up and be honest about what that is. In fact, we may be seeing the Tower card energy because this truth that's revealed or that becomes apparent to you is going to lead you, gems, to cut other people out of your life. Now, this King of Swords can also be you. This is the Air King. This can be you feeling comfortable in your own skin, feeling well, feeling very much like yourself. But I do think it's also you choosing to be honest, or someone else being honest with you as a result of this unexpected upheaval and the truth being revealed. Maybe in particular an air sign, another Gemini, an Aquarius, or a Libra. Though for others of you, in the outcome of the situation, we actually see a masculine water sign, a Pisces, Cancers, or Scorpio. That may be who you're headed toward, becoming or embracing. In the recent past, with this Ace of Water, Ace of Chalices, Ace of Cups energy here, it looks like we have an energy of a new love coming in, or a brand new emotional opportunity of some type that could be likened to a new love coming in. Now, I am going to steer this reading more so toward other areas of your life, since I said the second reading we're doing today will actually specifically be a love reading. So this Ace of Cups to me is an opportunity for emotional fulfillment, for true happiness, an opportunity to share openly and honestly, as I said, I see you doing here in the near future, with other people, someone specifically important to you for some reason, or a lot of times with the Ace of Cups, it's you sharing openly with a lot of people, being willing to. And again, it's just an opportunity to do so. So in the recent past, you've had that opportunity, but whether or not you took it is uncertain. There is Aquarian energy on the table as well. Well, again, I said in the near future, you may be dealing with an Aquarian, Gemini, or Libra. this Tower card can also just specifically be speaking of Scorpio energy for you. I would like to see where all of the planets are placed currently. Overall, though, before I do that, I want to say it looks like overall what's blanketing the reading, what this is all about, is someone is being sneaky for some reason in some respect, and it's leading to some miscommunication and or some really disappointing communication. Okay, gems. For some of you, what we see happening here is that the truth that is revealed, again, possibly very unexpected because it's during a time of celebration or an actual celebratory event with loved ones, is so shocking. So for some of you, unsettling is what we're going to go with. That immediately following it in the month of August, I see you seeking legal counsel and then seeking some emotional counsel as well. Or needing to find those reserves within yourself. First, being very logical and practical, thinking with your head in order to address the issue, the truth that is revealed, and especially the things, the energies, the people that fall away as a result of that unexpected upheaval. And secondly, as we end the month, looking to address your emotional state as a result. But with the King of Swords and the King of Cups upright, whether you are turning inward for that counsel or actually seeking practical, legal, and emotional counsel outside of yourself, either way, I see it going very well. I see you being very receptive to it and it being helpful for you with the King showing up upright. But your biggest pieces of advice here, gems, are to be diplomatic during this time of upheaval. When we see the Tower card, there can be some collateral damage. You may say or do things that you wouldn't normally because of the unexpected upheaval, because something is happening. And as I said, it may be particularly shocking because it's coming up during a time of celebration. Now, for some of you, like I said, this is just the breakthrough, but most often for most of you, this is going to result in this truth, this bolt of enlightenment is going to result in some people, some energies exiting, if not almost all of the major themes in your life shifting and changing and maybe exiting for a time. So there can be collateral damage because you can handle the people around you in a way that you would not normally. You may act in a way you don't normally because of the stress, the weight, the disturbance of the upheaval, the drastic sudden change. Some people panic in the face of that. So you want to be careful to be very diplomatic with everyone who's around you and who's involved when that moment happens. So that's what it's actually wonderful when this does show up in a reading, because it gives us that preparation. It puts that in our mind beforehand, and then you'll be reminded of this message when it happens, and it can give you that moment of pause. Because when I see the King of Swords and the King of Cups, both your near future and your more distant future, which is going to be, filling in the rest of the month, the rest of August, and then maybe moving you into September as well. Both of those cards speak of diplomacy to a certain extent for me. And the other major piece of advice, that's the first one, and the other major piece of advice coming through is to delegate some of your responsibilities. Again, this upheaval, even if it's just a breakthrough, can cause stress, can cause weight. Even if the drastic change is only positive, only feels fortuitous, it can still be stressful just to have everything change immediately when you weren't expecting it, right? So you may need to delegate some of your responsibilities, some of the weight that it puts on you, to other people in your life, or to, as I said, legal or emotional professionals of some sort who can be of use in this type of situation. Again, it all seems to be a result of you having this opportunity to share openly, to find new love for others, even if it's not a romantic love, new love for new people, new projects in your life, and share openly. That leads to this celebration and energy that I think you're enjoying probably presently as you find this reading, whenever that may be. But those energies, those people, those celebrations are what reveal, I think, this truth, or this enlightening bolt of unexpected truth comes just thereafter. So remember to delegate out what needs to be delegated, and to be very very diplomatic with anyone who you're handling in the situation, especially those people who have nothing to do with the upheaval happening to you, right, gems? For some of you, what that enlightening bolt of truth is, for a lot of you, is finding out that someone has betrayed you in some way. Someone has been sneaking around behind your back. Maybe there was a three-party situation if this first reading is reading as romantic for you, but maybe it's just someone who's been talking badly about you, spreading something about you. And that's another reason that we want to be diplomatic, because when we see the Three of Swords, we are talking about disappointing, even heartbreaking communication, but a lot of times it's because there's a miscommunication. Not always, but very often it's because of a miscommunication. So that's another reason to be very diplomatic with whomever is or isn't involved in this upheaval, with whomever's around you, because that it will get you to the core of the issue that much quicker, which may be just a miscommunication that needs untangled and sorted out, right? So don't jump to assuming that wires haven't been crossed. It's likely that they have been. Be diplomatic and delegate what needs to be delegated, gems. I hope that the needed insight was able to reach you there, gems, and we are moving on to your love reading, which I am doing with the Game of Thrones Tarot. Again, information on the decks and the illustrators, the authors, can be found down below in the description. So let's see what is coming through for Geminis regarding their love lives, regarding the love in their lives in August 2019. So I do see that you are experiencing some lost, gems, that may be directly related to the first reading. I think the first three signs that I did, Leo, Taurus, Aries, I think all of their readings connected, and that is usually what happens when I try to separate two. And oftentimes a lot of the same cards will resurface, which is one big reason why I do go ahead and use a different deck. So as we said, there could be some unexpected upheaval coming in this month, very soon, just around the corner. If you aren't already presently experiencing those energies, and many energies may be falling away from you because of that. It's certainly a very emotional time for you, and so a lot of you, those of you who do have a love interest or have had a love interest in your life, gems, a lot of you are focusing on that loss, focusing on what is leaving in August 2019, on who is leaving, and so turning your back on and ignoring what is left, who is not, who has not left. You also have the Knight, the Queen, and the King of Cups. The Knight of Cups is crossing you. The Queen of Cups is in the recent past. And in the near future, here's the King of Cups. As I said, it's a very emotional time for you, for better or worse. Now, I just want to draw a couple more cards. Again, I want to have an advice card and a more distant future card for you. Interesting, the Nine of Swords comes out as an advice card, and you do have the Seven of Swords repeating. The Seven of Air here is the more distant outcome. Very interesting, with more Scorpio energy on the table. The Tower card showing up in the first reading, and now the Death card shows up on the bottom of the deck in the second reading, gems, blanketing the second reading, giving us an overview statement as to what the reading is about. Here is that Nine of Swords piece of advice. Let me sit with this for just a minute and we will talk more about it. What I'm seeing first and foremost from this piece of advice, this Nine of Swords, is that some of you are in need of staying up to the bewitching hours till 2, 3 in the morning, spending the night up, switching your hours around for a night in order, in some way, I'm not exactly sure how, but in order to connect with the energies that will allow you to leave this period of mourning. Some of you need to get your brain to a different place than you have it in your daily routine. You need that change of hours. You need those bewitching hours to find a way to leave behind this period of mourning, to let go of the losses that have just exited or that you are going to find will exit this month. There is definitely a divine partnership energy on the table with the Queen and King of Cups showing up in the recent past and the near future. Soulmate-like energy, if you will. But this divine partnership, you as an individual, Gemini, you are undergoing a transformation, a total metamorphosis, completely shedding the skin of how you have been, once were, and entering into a new version of yourself, an updated version of yourself, one that knows how to protect your boundaries, and in protecting your boundaries, as a part of that transformation, there will be a choice that follows. And I assume, I'm picking up that it will be, for a lot of you, about who can then be in your life after this transformation, now that you see better ways to, or more reason to, protect your boundaries. We also see someone, I believe, making a loving emotional offer to you. And for a lot of you, we are talking about a romantic offer. That is my intention, what's in my heart and mind as I go into these love readings. But if you came to the love reading for another loving relationship in your life, then this could be an emotional offer from, a family member, a friend, of course. But I see this as an offer of romantic love from someone. But I think that's one of these two cups that you're turning your back on, you're sort of ignoring. There is still someone around you with much love to offer you. Maybe it is just friends and family after you've had some sort of devastating breakup, something like that. But whatever the offer is, whomever it's from, whether it's another suitor, I really see it as another suitor, and especially with this particular depiction of the Nine of Cups, but whether it's another suitor or just love from loved ones trying to support you after your losses, I do see that as something that you just have your back turned to. You may not be seeing it at all, or you're simply ignoring it, or it's from a suitor who you're just not interested in. Someone who really doesn't seem quite mature or sincere enough for you at this point in time, gems. And with the Knight of Cups energy, that very, very well may be the case. When the Knight of Cups comes through, he is riding this horse as he is trying to hold this cup of his emotions, right? And so they're sort of spilling over. So this is someone who has a lot of genuine emotion to offer, but it sometimes is too much. They're overflowing with all of the emotion, so they can be making promises and speaking of commitments that down the road they can't exactly follow through on. They can't exactly live up to. It's not always that someone is trying to be manipulative intentionally, especially not when the Knight of Cups is upright. Oftentimes that is someone who thinks that they mean everything that they're saying, but they just have a lot to learn about the person they're making the promises to, about love itself, about themselves. And so That's not to say that they will not become the King of Cups. And in this particular reading, in this case, it looks very much like they may in the near future. They may evolve, emotionally evolve to that point. And in your first reading, we did see, and I did say that the King of Cups may be exactly who you're headed toward, a masculine Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, right? So that may be who we see here in your near future, this Knight of Cups becoming more mature, realizing why you're ignoring their offers, and so leveling up as far as their emotional IQ, probably to get your attention, to get you to accept this offer. So that is all I was trying to say about the Knight of Cups, is that we continue to see this character evolve. This person is going to grow, is going to evolve. And so the promises they're making, their loving energy too with them is going to grow and evolve. So sometimes that does mean they can't live up to those promises, but other times, and I think it's the case here, we do see them grow right into this King of Cups type character, very emotionally mature, observes your emotions, their own emotions, anyone's emotions who they are interacting with, and then acts accordingly, and probably seems quite reserved in sharing their emotions. And it's because they're so aware of not only their own, but everyone that they're around. It's not that they don't want to express. They certainly have much emotion to express. This can often be a healer, a counselor, an artist, but they're just going to hold back and be reserved because they're mature enough to know that they should be careful about who they share those emotions with, and who they affect with them, depending on who they're around and the other energies and emotions that theirs are mixing with. They're just very aware of all of that, very mindful of all of the emotions in the room, so to speak. And I think what we see here, yes, I can feel physical confirmation. I'm glad we let this take a little longer. I do need to wrap this up, but I think what we see here, Gems, is that in turning your back on an emotional offer that didn't seem, again, quite mature or sincere enough to you, especially at a time when you are transforming, enduring loss, mourning loss, and that transformation is informing you that you should be very protective of your boundaries, more so than you have been before. Probably because the losses you are enduring are people that you should have had thicker boundaries with. And if you had a more discerning or grueling process by which you analyzed them and your connection to begin with, then the loss you were enduring now wouldn't be present or wouldn't be so painful, right? So now that you're enduring that type of loss, you see, wow, I need to be more protective of my boundaries, of who I let in, right? That's a big part of your transformation. So to receive an offer that doesn't seem mature enough or sincere enough during that time of loss and transformation, in turning your back on that and leaving that behind you and saying, that's not enough for me right this minute. You sort of stepped into and became, in the recent past then, this Queen of Cups energy, or perhaps you became, started to embody more this Queen of Cups energy before that offer even came in. And so this is why you were able to say, no, I'm not interested in that right now. I need something a little bit more mature or a little bit more sincere. You lived up to this, and not only lived up to embodying this energy yourself through that, but I think shifted then that person making that offer to you into, as I said, this state of having a higher emotional IQ, being more mature emotionally, and becoming this King of Cups. And then they match you as a divine partner, whether that's a twin, a soulmate, a soul match, whatever the words are to you, whatever the label is to you, then they match you as a divine partner of sorts, right, in the near future. So that is a gorgeous trajectory. It looks like the sun coming up after a storm, a rainbow coming out that's more what it is. It's a rainbow coming out as a result of a storm. There's emotional upheaval, which we saw in the first reading. There are losses that you're enduring, maybe romantic losses, certainly losses having to do with your loving relationships in your life, making you very emotional. But as a result, it matured both you and the divine partner and the divine partnership that you are meant for. That is certainly meant for you at this time, that matches you quite well. And this person is ready to match you emotionally as well. Perhaps they already matched you mentally. You had a mental connection with them, but now they're on an emotional level with you as well. And if the piece of advice I gave to perhaps stay up at night during the bewitching hour in order to connect with that individual or connect with whatever energy will help you to leave the morning behind, then the other thing that this Nine of Swords might be saying to you, gems, as a piece of advice, is to get into your body, to get out of your mind and get into your body. If you are already in a state of staying up all night, maybe experiencing insomnia, but certainly experiencing doubts, fears, anxiety as a result of all the losses that you've been enduring recently, then it can be saying to get out of your mind, to stop thinking about it and get into your body. Meditate, exercise, sing, dance, put music on, let magic happen. This is what your emotional needs and your spiritual needs are asking you for at this time. Again, I think that for a lot of you, the divine partnership that's coming in, you already have a great mental connection with that partner, and you more so are working now on the emotional and spiritual connection. More so the emotional than anything. Now, I had to draw a couple of clarifiers regarding the Seven of Swords here. There are a few different messages coming through. If you are currently receiving an offer that doesn't feel or seem mature or genuine enough for you, and it is not the same person as the divine partner that you are moving toward in the near future, then I believe in the outcome of the situation, why that offer seemed ingenuine to you will be revealed. You will see what they weren't being honest about, and that you made the right decision in going with the seemingly more mature partner option in this situation. If, however, the partnership that you are moving into is a brand new love with a Cancerian energy, it is likely that even though this is a good match for you, even though this is a divine partnership that I did say you are meant for at this time, is for you right now, I do think it will be revealed that this person as well has things to hide, or something that they are not ready to share with you yet. Okay, that's not to, crucify them, that it's not to, say they're doing something terrible and awful, that they're hiding the worst from you. With everything showing up upright in this reading, I don't think that's the case, but there is something that they have yet to reveal to you, that they are holding back about. Now, for others of you, regardless of whether it's a Cancerian or a water sign at all, this new love or this new divine partnership, the realization of it, leads the two of you to a place where you're sneaking around together. You're going to steal some time to get to know one another better, to connect or to reconnect. This can be new or renewed love, honestly, and again, an opportunity to share openly. So this can just be the two of you stealing some time together, as I said, to connect, to get to know one another better, or again, right? I think that's what it is for a lot of you, gems, especially if we're talking about someone who has resurfaced from your past, which is entirely possible as we are still enjoying Mercury retrograde's energies, as we are still in the post-shadow period. Now, that post-shadow period will end right before our full moon in Aquarius, mid-month, and then everything starts to shift into Virgo. Not everything, but quite a few planets thereafter. There is the possibility that some of this loss and stress is because you have been or already juggling more than one person, more than one offer. So for some of you, this immature offer that's coming in at a time of loss for you is someone who, like I said, isn't quite mature enough, but at the same time, they're not a bad person. It's not someone whose feelings you want to hurt. So we also may see you sneaking around with this King of Cups, not doing anything wrong, but simply just, trying not to hurt that other offer's feelings, right? Not to let them know. I do see the message, though, that you are advised to move ahead full speed with this new or renewed love, gems. Again, whether it's a Cancerian, a water sign at all or not, or just an emotional opportunity for happiness for you, as all those cups could be representing, you're advised here to not let anything stand in the way of the goals that you have with this new love, because I do see, like I said, that it is a perfect match for you at this time. It has more to offer you than you or I or this reading could possibly reveal. So with that said, I hope you can find a way to enjoy this transformative energy, gems. It does look gorgeous from where I am sitting. I hope, again, that the needed insight of the reading was able to reach you, that it could help. If you need a private reading, again, just scroll down to the description box below. And I hope that you make very wise choices for yourselves moving forward, gems. I love you, and I will post another reading for you as soon as I can.